Hey, good day to you. Welcome to the Bernie Show here on STL Sports Central. As always, presented by DraftKings. The crown is yours. I am Bernie Miklasz, and I have been writing and talking about St. Louis area sports, including colleges, since 1985. Here at STL Sports Central, my happy home, I do 5 videos and I write 5 columns each week. I also join my friend and colleague, Randy Carricker, every week on his show here on our site. And you can catch me in a lot of places on KMOX on multiple shows throughout the week. And I love my relationship with KMOX. Hey, please do us a favor here at STL Sports Central. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the like button on the videos you watch. All of that helps us a lot. And we thank you very, very much. All right, today's topic. I love what happened here this week. All hail San Francisco Giants President of Baseball Operations Buster Posey for his bold and unorthodox decision to hire University of Tennessee baseball coach Tony Vitello as the team's new manager. Whoa, this sent shockwaves throughout Major League Baseball. Will this work? No college baseball coach has ever made the direct leap to the majors without any MLB experience whatsoever as a player or a coach. This is unprecedented. And that's also why this hiring is so damn exciting. As many of you know, but for those of you who don't, Tony Vitello is a St. Louisan and DeSmet graduate and the son of one of the all-time great coaches in the St. Louis area, Greg Vitello, a Hall of Famer in both soccer and baseball, who led DeSmet to state championships in both sports. How's that for a resume? Tony Vitello played baseball at Mizzou, was an assistant coach there during Max Scherzer's time as a star pitcher. I think you all know who Max Scherzer is, right? Vitello made other stops in college ball as an assistant coach before Tennessee hired him in 2018. Vitello took a dormant Tennessee program and turned the Vols into a national power, but also a source of fantastic entertainment because of his team's aggressive, combative, colorful style. They played with flair. They knew how to win. They went hard. Not only were Vitello's Vols as intense and serious as could be in the pursuit of winning championships, they were also full of personality and had a hell of a lot of fun, and they were fun to watch. Tony the Tiger was not your grandpa's idea of a college baseball coach, that's for sure. And the sport didn't know how to take him. The word brash does not adequately describe Vitello's attitude and persona and how he was able to sort of filter that down to his players. If you watch Tennessee baseball, and I watched some of it, I couldn't resist when I had the chance. You'd see stuff like taunting opponents, running the bases with middle fingers raised high, challenging umpires all the time, intimidating opposing infielders with hard slides, intimidating opposing hitters with 99-mile-an-hour fastballs thrown a little too close for comfort. Oh, and Vitello's Tennessee team, wiped out just about anybody that tried to get in their way, competitive-wise. In terms of personality, competitiveness, and entertainment value, Tennessee baseball under Tony Vitello was a combination of the Gas House Gang, picture a menacing spikes up Ty Cobb, those old-time photos, picture Pete Rose running the bases like a madman, and toss in a little Happy Gilmore and toss in a little dash of Savannah Bananas. Yeah, there's a lot going on there, but it was all good. And that's why that team was so great. And it's why the team was so colorful and entertaining. When Tennessee defeated Texas A&M to win the national title in 2024, Vitello sprinted to the stands and threw himself into the Tennessee fan section to go crowd surfing. He said he wanted to have a rock star moment. Before Vitello arrived in 2018, Tennessee had made the NCAA tournament since 2005. And as he leaves Knoxville, the charismatic Vitello has led the Tennessee Volunteers to 6 straight NCAA tournaments, which includes 3 college World Series appearances in 4 years and that national title that I talked about in 2024. Can he develop players? Yeah. 52 of Vitello's Tennessee guys were drafted by major league teams, including 10 first rounders. 9 of his players were chosen in the 2025 draft, including 4 first round picks. One of the first rounders taken this year was the left-handed starter Liam Doyle, chosen by the Cardinals with the 5th overall selection. And I think we're all going to love him. That's one of Tony's guys. Okay, so I know what you're asking, and sure, I'm wondering about it too. What are the chances of this great experiment working out? I'm going to dive into that in my next segment. But first, outstanding news for sports fans in St. Louis, across the state of Missouri. You don't have to wait much longer because DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app and the best that there is finally coming to the Show Me state. And I'm going to call it the Show Me the Money state. As I record this, there are only 39 days away from go time because DraftKings Sportsbook goes live on December the 1st, and you can get a jump and get prepared ahead of time by signing up right now. And it makes sense because you can avoid scrambling, fumbling around at the last minute. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? How does this work? You can beat the rush, sign up, get organized early. I would recommend that. I've done it myself. And when we go live December the 1st, new Missouri customers will get $300 in bonus bets just by placing a $5 bet. I'm thinking that's a good deal, all right? When you buy a $5, a $5 pumpkin spice latte, they don't give you $300 in bonus money at the coffee shop, do they? No, they don't do that. DraftKings is the best. You got live in-game betting. You can jump in at any time in the course of a game. If something strikes your fancy, you're noticing a trend, you see an opportunity, we'll jump in and make your play right in the middle of the game. There's lightning fast payouts. None of this disrespect like telling you, as some places do, no, you got to wait 3 days. You'll get your money. Don't worry about it. You deserve more respect than that. And DraftKings Sportsbook app will show you that respect. When we go live on this first day of December, you're going to be betting with the Sportsbook, trusted by millions because it is safe and it is secure. You've got the fast withdrawals. There's excellent customer service. So many different things to play. It's got everything you want and maybe even then some. The rest is up to you, though, to go win that money. So here's the play. You download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. You use the code STL Sports. And when we go live on the first day of December, that $5 bet turns into $300 in bonus bets. Nice. That's code STL Sports in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 years old. Physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after they are issued. Excludes customers who redeem pre-launch sign-up offers. Terms can be found at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. All right, welcome back to the second segment. Thanks again, as always, to DraftKings. Don't forget to subscribe to our STL Sports Central YouTube channel, which you can click below and hit that like button while you're there. It helps us out a lot, and we love you a lot. One of the reasons why I love what Buster Posey did here is because, he was kind of a traditional catcher. He was a young catcher for the Giants and won championships, but he was kind of a serious guy, a traditionalist. He gave off that vibe. There wasn't anything radical about him. There wasn't anything you look at and say, boy, that guy's kind of different. He's kind of standard issue, except he's a Hall of Fame catcher, or he will be. But what I love about this is that because people expected certain things out of Buster Posey, he went the other way with an unpredictable move. And I love this, that has all of the very, very, very serious self-appointed guardians of the game clutching their pearls. Oh my goodness, what is he doing? I love this. What is Buster doing? Why is he hiring a college coach with no pro baseball experience whatsoever in any capacity? Major league players ain't going to respect this guy. He didn't play the game at our level. They won't respect him because he's a loudmouth and he's brash. Has Buster Posey lost his damn mind? He could have hired Bruce Bochy. He could have brought Dusty Baker back. Ron Washington's out there. How can you fire a 3-time manager of the year, Bob Melvin, and then bring in this showboat, this hothead from Tennessee? That's what some of the peeps will be saying right now. They've been saying it since this all got into the wind over the weekend. Well, I watch a lot of Giants baseball, believe it or not, because I love late night baseball from the West Coast, especially because of Kuiper and Kruko. I love that broadcast. It's so much fun. Anyway, the people asking these questions that I just recited, they didn't watch the Giants much in 2025. This team was mediocre for the fourth consecutive season. This team kind of fell apart as the season went on. This team bored. You know, I think San Francisco Bay Area's got great fans. They're animated. They're eccentric. Just full of energy. And I think that team really disappointed them and also kind of put them to sleep at times. The Giants were really sloppy. They made way too many fundamental mistakes, running into outs, doing stupid things, playing sloppy ball. Had no real identity, although the pitching staff was actually underrated and quite good. But I'm talking about more or less the way they approached the game from a hitting and fielding and base running standpoint. And Bob Melvin stood in the dugout for 162 games looking like a zombie. I mean, I would watch those games all the time, and I would just look at, they'd have a lot of camera shots of the dugout, and he's just standing there. No motion, nothing. That's why Buster Posey, watching this, and again, hardly a radical, he decided, well, this joint needs to shake up, and we're going to shake it up. And it's going to be a big shake up, and people are going to go, what? But I'm doing it because our team needs this. I'm sick of watching it play. They need to clean a lot of things up. They need to be energized. They need to be motivated. And in my opinion, the Giants are suddenly one of the most compelling teams in the majors going into 2026. Posey's experiment carries a ton of risk, no question about it, but the risk is worth taking. Dare to be different. Why do the same damn thing over and over and over again? Hiring these recycled managers. You can get a chimpanzee to do that if that's all a front office guy is going to do. Posey got sick and tired of watching his team play. It was beneath his standards and the standards that he was part of with those 3 World Series winners of the Giants. So he wanted to do something about it, and he took action, in a way that shocked people. It was daring, it was profound, it was different. And he did the exact opposite of doing the safe, same, boring, dull, lack of imagination type of hire that we've seen front offices do for the most part for years and years and years. The people expressing their disapproval, I'm here to tell you this, over this hire, they're issuing these dire warnings of the coming disaster. They have absolutely no idea, other than what I just told you, led Posey on a straight path to Vitello. Assumptions are being made about Vitello that are way off base, because all they do is see the ESPN stuff with him just going nuts on the field and just, having a ball, trolling people, all that stuff. He's a baseball man at heart. He's a baseball man in his soul. And I think his flamboyant style caused observers to miss a larger point about him, a much more important point, which is, this man's an excellent and dedicated teacher. Look, he is his father's son. He is his father's son. Tony Vitello put a heavy emphasis on fundamentals and, as we say, playing the game the right way. Yeah, he believes that. Imagine that. His teams were smart. They weren't overly reliant on home runs at Tennessee. Sure, they got the StatCast stuff covered. They have all the launch angle stuff down, because any baseball program that's got access to that stuff, whether it be college or majors, and doesn't use it, is stupid, hopelessly stupid. If you want to get an edge by using information to your advantage, you're a moron if you don't take advantage of it. But I had some people talk to me and say, well, he's probably one of these, launch angle guys and, all this gobbledygook, No. Yeah. Because that's part of the game. And again, you've got to be a complete imbecile not to take advantage of that stuff. But you know what? People who whine about, analytics and all that stuff, you know what they don't know about Tony Vitello and what he did at Tennessee? Here I go. I'm going to use one of your all-time favorite cliches. The Vols were also respected as a team that did them so-called little things very well. They did them little things well. They could play the small ball too. They were very, very smart and well-versed in every aspect of the game. You see, prospects are arriving in the major leagues and on an earlier schedule now. I was doing some studies on this. I won't bore you with the numbers, but the average age of baseball players has been dropping over the last 10 years. You see a lot of kids being, brought to the minors 21, 22, at least in larger volume than they used to be. And as we know full well in St. Louis, many are not close to being fully developed for the major leagues. It's kind of like throw them in and hope for the best. So Vitello firmly believes that a huge part of his job, no matter where he coaches or manages, including the majors, is teaching and developing. Yes, even at the major league level. And that's what Posey wanted. That's why he went to Vitello. In an interview from earlier this year, Vitello was asked about how he sees his job, how he sees the job, generally speaking, of every manager. He said this, and I quote, "I think everyone is suffering the consequences all the way up to the big leagues where guys that are super skilled, but there's less development, less coaching, less accountability, and therefore less understanding of how to actually play the game to win." That's a pretty good quote. Sounds like an old school guy a little bit, doesn't it? Little old school with Tony. Oh my gosh, Tony Vitello, he does sound like an old school manager. Maybe I have misjudged him, say the people at home that saw all those wacky ESPN highlights. Vitello's other special qualities are his great communication skills with his players, which is a big aspect of his strong overall leadership. Giants have a young outfielder, Drew Gilbert, who they got from the Mets at the trade deadline. He's a relentless guy, high energy guy. He played for Vitello at Tennessee. And so when the Bay Area media and others asked Drew Gilbert, well, tell us about him. Gilbert said, and I quote, "Those 3 years with him changed my life. I wouldn't be here without him. I'm just excited, man. I know how much he wants to win. I know how intense he is. I know how much of a player's coach he is. I can't wait to see him get around everyone here. I truly believe he'll bring out the best in everybody in the majors, just like he did in college." I think we all respect Max Scherzer, right? One of the greatest starting pitchers of the modern era and a lock for the Hall of Fame. Just a great, great competitor, warrior, right? You think he would put up with a Tony Vitello as a major league pitcher if he thought Vitello was just kind of a comedian, slapdash guy, just wanting to have a good time and all that stuff? No. And Max Scherzer knows him really well because he played for him when Vitello was an assistant at Mizzou. Here's what Max Scherzer told Ken Rosenthal, and I quote, "It's the competitiveness, it's the fire, it's the intensity, it's the communication skills. He makes it so relatable. He's such a player's guy. He makes you want to run through a brick wall for him. He's going to get the players to buy in. I know there's going to be this narrative," Max Scherzer said, "that he doesn't have any pro ball experience, but his ability to relate to the players and his fire and passion for the game is going to resonate with everybody within that clubhouse. I just don't see that as an issue." So you're going to listen to Max Scherzer, or you're going to listen to some, national baseball writer? I saw one who was talking about, well, they could have brought Bruce Bochy back. Oh, hey, Dusty Baker's out there. Why do understand media? Why do they take it personally when one of their old school chum managers like isn't automatically hired? It's 2025, soon to be 2026. Okay, the game be changing. All right. I have some questions. How will Vitello adjust to a 162-game schedule? It's a lot more baseball. It's a grind compared to what he's used to. And he's very intense. So we'll see. That's a legit question. Will he have to tone it down, son? Absolutely. He's a really smart dude. You don't think he understands that? I mean, what do you think he's going to be in a clubhouse, like throwing stuff after every loss and like barking at players like dogs? Oh, going back to that old school thing, which actually never happens anymore and hasn't happened in a long time. But fans who are hopelessly living in the past always think, I wish that Ollie Marmol would go in that clubhouse and dump over the food table. Take all that pasta and fried chicken and throw it all over the place. Nobody does that. And what? So you think you think this bright baseball man is going to go in there and make a horse's ass of himself? Major league players will laugh at him, but there's a way to lead. There's a way to have high standards. There is a way to hold players accountable without acting like a donkey kicking tables over. Okay. Vitello will be under constant scrutiny, but the thing about him, he's got thick skin. He does it his way. Yeah, he'll have to make some modifications at the major league level. But the people that don't like this hire, oh my goodness, you let him make a bullpen choice that just doesn't work. See, I told you so. Why are you hiring a college coach? Never mind that major league managers on a nightly basis screw up bullpen decisions. Oh, I don't know, maybe 20 times. Anyway, will the veteran Giants players be monitoring Vitello to see what he's all about? Well, of course, as they should. They do that for any manager. But as some Bay Area baseball writers have noticed and pointed out, Giants have quite a few leaders on that team who are pretty intense. Logan Webb, the starting pitcher, Matt Chapman, the third baseman, and a couple others. Those guys are kind of aligned with Vitello. If we're talking about what he stands for, they're going to like him. And one of the silly things I've heard is like, well, good luck with Vitello and Rafael Devers. What? I was talking to a couple Bay Area friends, but I was also doing some reading on this. And Rafael Devers has been misunderstood. He had a bad falling out with Boston. He wanted out of there. He got to San Francisco. He had to feel it out for a while. Devers is a guy with a colorful personality who likes to have fun. He's a great, great player. So is Willie Adames is another guy who plays his tail off, but he also likes to have fun. He's flamboyant. Devers is flamboyant. These are the kind of guys that I think we're going to really like Tony Vitello. See, people are making assumptions that are just way off base. As someone who loves this move, I am happy to acknowledge that it could blow up. But I just love all of these pearl clutching, stuck in the past people that will tell you right now, oh, this is doomed. Why don't we see how it plays out? I can't predict how all of this is going to turn out, but Tony Vitello is a brilliant baseball man. He's a strong leader. He's got a great background. He learned from an incredible father who was a great leader. And he is someone who will energize a team and give it an identity, and you're going to know what the Giants stand for under him. He is a terrific fit for a team that needs to be shaken up, woken up, cleaned up, and have more focus. I love the hire, because it's different, because the fearless Buster Posey had the guts to do it, where so many of him people in the media and the old school baseball people wanted to see him do the easy, boring, dull, redundant thing. It's like, well, who's out there? Oh, he managed before. Let me give him a call. He won a championship, if I recall, back in, I don't know. Didn't he win a championship? Yeah, I'll give him a call. That's why baseball is so funny, because you got this element of people in it who just refuse to accept that the calendar flips to a new year every year, and baseball evolves along with it. I think Buster Posey knows what he's doing from this standpoint. I think he knows a lot about leadership. I think he knows about needing a smart team, having a smart team. And I think he knows a lot about winning. No? Okay. He's got 3 World Series rings to show you. Can't wait to see how this goes, because it's going to be fun. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate you very much. Please subscribe, hit the like button, leave your comments, support our sponsors, and a special thanks to DraftKings for presenting the Bernie Show here on STL Sports Central. Thank you very much. Have a great rest of your Thursday.